Cabe pontos de habilidades e talentos. Melhoria de habilidades. Sempre que você sobe de nível, recebe pontos de habilidade para gastar melhorias de suas habilidades. É gastar um ponto, se a habilidade aumenta em 1 até o máximo de seu nível atual. Se a habilidade for especializada, esse limite é aumentado em 2, permitindo que você supere o seu nível. Habilidades são usadas para vários testes no jogo, costumam ter um bônus passivo que é aumentado imediatamente e permitem que você acesse mais talentos para comprar. Ok. Olha eu aqui, ó. Igualzinho, ó. Então. Arrombar, eu vou ter um, porque é importante. Engenharia, para tomar menos dano. Talentos. Somos um homem de muito talento. A cada 2 níveis você recebe um ponto de talento para gastar o desbloqueio de talentos interessantes. A maioria dos talentos tem requisitos de habilidades, mas alguns exigem a compra de talentos específicos, ou de um item poderoso. Talentos mais poderosos só ficam disponíveis depois que você adquire um certo número de talentos. Esse requisito poderá ser atendido por meio de comprar de qualquer talento disponível, meio da compra. Você pode marcar talentos como favoritos para ajudar a planejar sua composição de talentos. Pera. Tá. Tem 8 disponível. Eu posso escolher um. Ninja. Chance de evasão usando a armadura pesada. Desbloqueia um espaço adicional de arma. Aumenta alto mecanóide, sempre deixa materiais de criação adicionais. Sua habilidade de fala também aumenta seu dano. Roubo. Ganha a habilidade de roubar outras pessoas. Você pode ativar a ação de roubar ou se mover agachado até um humano. Mas aí... Tá, vamos botar esse aí. Vamos botar soldados de assalto. Mais um espaço para arma. Psicopata. Ok. É uma injeção que a gente toma de 50 mil por canto.
Years and I still can't get my head around what Augustine did. Sacrificing her whole team. And for what? What did our blood pay for? Oh, Commander. Thought you were Val. Glad to see you up and ambling about. And not, human stew.
E aí, Gabi, voltei agora também. Mas vou ter que vencer a milagre da consciência humana por mais um tempo. Foi melhor isso tudo.
Seems so. Better luck next time, I guess. You know, when I first learned some of the escape pods made it away from the station, I'd hoped. I mean, I did search for you, Commander. Just as soon as I was able. Might be you're giving me more grace than I deserve, but either way, thank you. So then, I gather Val's described our state of affairs?
Confirmed. The commander has received a full briefing on the following topics: the invasion of Arcadia, the Rift, and Agent DeVries's survival.
DeVries. Would have been better if she joined the dead. I figured she'd done just that until I got the alert that she brought down the Earth Directorate satellite. If she's of a mind to. She could use the information on that thing to destabilize the rift and destroy Arcadia. She was one of us, Commander. It's our responsibility to stop her.
Agora vou deixar aceita. Por mim tudo bem, tem uma bala guardada só pra ela. Isso aqui é porque eu tô com raiva dela.
Acts of unprovoked violence are not sanctioned by the Earth Directorate except on occasions of premeditative self-defense. Searching. Mission parameters not found. Please contact the Earth Directorate for updated orders.
Can't, Val. You know that. She's going to ground now. But as part of her original undercover mission, DeVries was inserted at the Vox relay station on Paradise Island. She'd have followed protocol, established a safe room there. Wager that's where we'll find clues as to her present plans and whereabouts.
Tá, posso mais perto de fazer algo pra ver o que você. Lugares piores pra gente ficar. Vou elogiar ele.
Thank you, Commander. Means a lot coming from you. Just to be clear, I'm not saying we're strolling up to the Vox station and knock nicely. The Vox is highly restricted and heavily defended. It'd be a death sentence. We might ought to explore the island first, find out what we can. The satellite alert pinged DeVries' tracker in a town, name of Fairfield. Wasn't nowhere clear as yours, so we need to poke around a bit. Doubt she's there now, but it seems a better place to start than insulting her protectorate communications hub.
Eden. Bora pro Eden.
Ought to bring Val with us when we leave. She might not look it, but she can be fearsome in a fight.
Records indicate that lockboxes, such as the two housed in this dispenser, were originally part of a failed smuggling operation. Special lockbox keys are needed to open them. After discovering the first lockbox, Agent Ibarra installed this dispenser to house additional lockboxes, which may be located throughout the colony. Unfortunately, due to a jam, the dispenser is currently inoperable. Agent Ibarra deprioritized its repair in order to focus on rescuing you, Commander. Theorizing. Extracting the contents from the first lockbox may disencumber the dispenser, allowing it to return to normal operations. This unit has an advanced decryption key that can open the first lockbox, Commander. Agent Ibarra updated this unit's security protocols following an incident of minor exposure. This unit is currently forbidden from unlocking containers, safes, and bathrooms in use. Helpful addendum. Scans also indicate an Auntie's Choice dematerializer within the first lockbox, which you may find useful in the discreet disposal of bodies, Commander. An Earth Directorate agent prepares for all eventualities, including but not limited to unpremeditated murder. Additionally, the second lockbox's contents may contain parts to upgrade your Valerie unit. Upgrades are recommended to improve your experience of Valerie. Please do not attempt physical intimacy with your Valerie unit.
Não, que isso? Você teria essa visão sobre o preocupante.
This unit is programmed for all manner of self-defense. An upgraded Valerie unit will boost the team's overall level of effectiveness by an estimated 87.3%. Please be on the lookout for any additional lockboxes, which may be stored here for your convenience.
Titia, dispara um jato de gosma extremamente volátil ao ativar, causando dano corrosivo em curta distância. Cadáveres e se dissolvem, impedindo que outros encontrem e reajam. Não ingira esse líquido, descarte todos os resíduos ácidos de forma segura. Não coma nenhum resto mortal. Oh, interessante.
Congratulations on your acquisition of the dematerializer. The dispenser is now functioning normally. Your ability to conceal homicides has also been increased by 85.9%.
Que é bancada. A tela de criação da bancada permite que você gaste recursos para criar vários itens, como munições, cargas inaladoras, dispositivos remessáveis e mais. Encontre e compre mais receitas para desbloquear sua criação. Se tiver com poucos recursos, acesse a tela de desmontagem na bancada para destruir itens e transformá-los em materiais de criação em básico. Legal. Bora sair daqui então. Companheiros. Você pode ter até 2 companheiros para seguir e ajudar você em sua aventura. Cada companheiro tem uma habilidade especial que pode ser ativada depois de carregada. Cada habilidade é única e pode provocar inimigos, causar um pequeno surto de dano ou até mesmo curar você. Os companheiros também sobem de nível com você e recebem um ponto de talento a cada 5 níveis, que você pode gastar no menu de companheiro. Bom, é os 2 companheiros que tem, né? Ele perdeu a perna também. Ele tinha perna lá na hora, não? Bom. Me.
See that thing in the sky there? That'll be the Vox relay.
Vox stations serve as key communication hubs for the Protectorate. Unauthorized visitors are likely to be shot or hanged on site.
That's why we're headed to Fairfield first. Less chance of us getting shot while picking up debris trail. At the risk of sounding glib, that ain't a good sign.
Correction. The sign seems to be functioning nominally.
É um RPG espacial. Ainda não sei sobre o que se trata a história.
Engaging combat protocols.
Ele é dos moldes do Fallout. Do Obsidian. Mesmo que fez Fallout. Isso aqui, tá vendendo. Fez Fallout New Vegas. Agora sobre o que se trata a história ainda, não sei bem.
Whoa there, go-getter. Welcome to Fairfield, now under the new and improved management of Auntie's Choice.
Sim, comecei há pouco
I'd
tempo.
usually ask if you were affiliated with the previous regime, but you lack the bewildered gaze of a Yeseng protectorate subject. Even so, going to have to ask you to identify yourself. Still a war on and all.
Consumidor de lactato, de uma hora sobre.
Really? Everyone knows we're cultivating our sprat population for a new deep-fried snack line. So I refuse to fall for such a ham-handed attempt at dissemblance. Look, we're Auntie's Choice. Lying's fine. We downright admire it even, if you pull it off. Next time, try a little harder. End of the day, we let most anybody in. Bottom line's all we care about is our bottom line. That'll be all. Unless you got any questions before you're on your way.
Até agora eu só fiz a missão da introdução. Literalmente só a missão da introdução.
As I've never heard of her, can't say I can. Seems like Minister Milverstreet knows everybody, though. Probably ask him. Anything else?
Normal será os tiros do caminho, né?
On the way from the landing pad? Had a convoy out that way. They're overdue. See any sign of them? Damnation. I had a friend on that detail. He always carried this, keepsake. You didn't happen to find it, did you? Well, never too late to start. Plunder's plunder, Auntie always says. Them Protectorate drones been a serious menace of late. Heard Trooper Faulkner shot a few. You find a way to put a stop to them, there's a bounty for it. Bounty terminal's out next to the jail, across from the bar. Just down the lane here a spell. You get to Town Hall, you passed it. What? You been in hibernation or something? We're here to bring the free market's liberation to the people of Arcadia. And Arcadia's bounty to the rest of the galaxy, of course. Oh, we got everything. One of them, at least. Clinic's over there on your left. Watering hole's a bit down on the right. Market's a straight shot down the lane.
Okay.
Before I forget, I have standing orders to send all newcomers to Minister Milverstreet. He's in the town hall. That'd be the one with the giant hologram on it. Can't miss it. Once again, welcome to Fairfield, the official new home of free trade and self-reliance on Eden.
Our target audience here is
Que é o bairro.
welcome to the name pending saloon, purveyor of spirits and stimuli. What'll it be, stranger? That is an ensuing step on my 19-point business plan. Trying to find a name that would convince patrons to spend their hard-earned bits here. Like to hear a few contenders? At present, my top favorites are 1. The Drunken Haggler, 2. Accessories, 3. Absinthe-minded, 4. The Fair Shake. Now tell me, which would make you spend your hard-earned bits here?
PDH Absinto.
Well, that's what we'll call it then. I'll tell future business partners we did extensive outside testing. I can now check off step 18 of my business plan. Shh, not so loud. Look, operating a new location sure ain't easy. Swear I get blamed for anything going wrong, whether it's my fault or some foul up from the local head office. But the nice thing about Fairfield, if you sound like you got some know-how, people believe just about any bit of hooey or bunkum you declare. Why, sure. You'd be surprised how much loose talk and idle speculation occurs around here. What, between the Protectorate defectors, finally able to speak their minds, and all our off-duty Antes employees carping about work and the war. Any particular topic you have in mind? Oh, Minister Milverstreet's blessed with the gift of gab. Swear he could sell bypass shunts to a Raptidon. Ain't one of them falsely magniloquent types, though. Sincere fella. Shares command of Fairfield with Acquisitions Officer Carr. She's blunt and murderous. Two traits Auntie's Choice highly prizes in a commander of corporate forces. To say they have differing approaches to leadership is like saying, gee, suns are hot, whilst being incinerated in a solar eruption. Vox Station's run by a brigadier by the name of Montelli. Sounds like he's as much a danger to his own troops as ours. Real piece of work, even by Protectorate standards. Reportedly enamored of show trials and summary executions. Tell you one thing you can't avoid, the bridge. No other way around it, and at present, it's held by Protectorate forces. We have a small contingent of troops bivouacked nearby. Forward Operating Base, they call it.
Aí, isso aqui eu quero saber. Como é que é esse tiro?
You're asking me for the particulars of a high-level corporate acquisition. Like, an in-depth accounting of the various parties who vied for control and who won out in the end? They merged. Rebranded. Auntie Cleo seems in charge now. Dunno. Do my best to steer clear of corporate intrigue. My pleasure. Got anything for me in return? Apologies, but tall tales and poorly formed fabrications failed to impress me much. Here I was hoping you'd have a good story for me in exchange, but oh well. Not everyone's a seasoned raconteur. All right. Appreciate you dropping by.
Keep your petty skepticism. I'll pay my tab in no time. You'll see. Mark my words. When my deal comes through, I'll have enough bids to own this place.
Fica aqui.
Store this stuff?
That
They
guard
must be
wasn't being
storing
ironical
something
about the
good.
giant hologram over town hall. Well, guess we ought to go acquaint ourselves with that minister like she said.
Como é que eu vejo a missão? Diário de missões mostra informações sobre essas missões ativas e concluídas. Aqui é possível ver os detalhes e mudar a missão atual. Até obter as chaves. Mapa. Aqui é o bar. Tá, manda ver. Vamos na missão principal. Ok. Pô, legal a cidade.
No. Yet you see fit to keep me in a constant state of consternation. With each unauthorized act, you jeopardize our hold of Fairfield.
Yes, but you must understand, the Protectorate citizenry is a hair's breadth from defection. Within the week, I'm certain.
Certain. Like the week prior and the week before that. Impressive foresight you wield. Should apply to join the Order of the Ascendant.
It would be difficult enough to convert the stubborn populace without your soldiers' constant, ill-advised forays.
Enough! Your yipping reminds me of my two old canids. I loved those canids. You, on the other hand, are trying my patience. We don't want to try Auntie's patience, do we?
No,
No, Auntie.
Auntie.
Yes, I thought not. Now, unless you care to see what life in the lower rungs looks like, you will both of you cease your foolish maneuvering immediately. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Auntie.
Good. See that it is done. I will brook no more disappointments. And while you're at it, you might want to look into your security situation, Commander. I'm not accustomed to an audience when addressing my subordinates.
Who in the void? Eavesdropping on Auntie's choice business is like to get a body shot for spying. Though you're not wanting for moxie. I'll give you that.
Now hold a moment, Car. When opportunity comes visiting, perhaps it's better not to riddle it full of holes. Our new compatriot may be of assistance.
A surprisingly good point, especially from you. She only forbade us using our own personnel. Be a whole other matter were a stranger to happen to aid one of us. But which? Well, you seem an observant sort, so I expect you'll tire of Milver Street's bluster soon enough. Come see me before agreeing to whatever absurdity he proposes. Unlike him, I have some work actually befitting your time. I'll be waiting.
Alone at last. I never thought she'd leave. Now then, allow me to introduce myself. I am D.B. Milver Street, Minister of Marketing, Duke of Demographics, Commercial Condottiere, President of Promotional Material. Tell me, do you believe in signs? I sell to the gullible and impressionable. You, however, seem a mite too clever to buy what I'm peddling. No, friend, I've got something better in mind for you. I do not believe in signs. I believe in opportunities. Right now, at this moment, you and I have an opportunity to save countless lives. But I'm hardly the type to beg and ask for nothing in return. Tell me, what do you desire of this island?
Sei lá, acabei de chegar.
With that hat? Absolutely not.
Is this a bad time to mention I can read lips? Who doesn't get such a compulsion from time to time? Well, if you're serious about it, I suspect we can assist one another. You help me, and I'll get you inside. Better yet, helping me shall result in our saving dozens, no, hundreds of lives. Your conscience shall be renewed.
É meio vago, não é?
Please, hear me out. Auntie may demand Carr and I do nothing, but for each moment I remain inactive, dozens fall in meaningless combat. I seek a persuasive method of alleviating this conflict. The Protectorate utilizes a procedure known as mental refreshment to ease the temperament of wayward subjects. The Ministry of Accuracy contains vital information about the process and where it is performed. This is the prize I seek. I previously sent a grafted soldier, Trooper Sealong, to retrieve said information, but I have not heard from her in some time. Consequently, I must presume the worst. I have some faint recollections of the fuzz beneath my hat. Perhaps I saw such a name amidst my perusal of the Protectorate domicile assignment records. The record room is in this building. You have my permission to peruse at your leisure. Protectorate subjects willingly submit themselves to a kind of mental reset designed to bring them closer to the Protectorate ideal. But I have reason to believe that their system is less rigid than Protectorate leadership would claim. It's ripe for exploitation. Is there a more beautiful phrase?
Não, tá. Tô entendendo nada. Então, eu também não tô entendendo nada.
Grafted soldiers were the subjects of the Enhanced Soldier Program, so named as its intent was to utilize nature to enhance a soldier's natural talents. Unfortunately, the program resulted in many casualties, and what few successes we had were literally short-lived. Yes, One additional word of warning. The good Commander Carr shall not take kindly to your working with me, though that is a bridge most worth burning in my estimate.
Watch out for that Auntie Cleo. I know she don't look it, but she's more dangerous than she seems. Even the whole of Spacer's Choice couldn't outmaneuver her.
Didn't catch a look at your uniform before. Oh, the reaching arm of the Earth Directorate, wagging its fingers and snagging our pocketbooks. Hope you won't be a problem. I'm Officer Babylon Carr, head of aggressive acquisitions and persons elimination on Paradise Island. Let no one say I can't be official when circumstances merit. Now, not to say I question the presence of a wayward sightseer in the midst of a war-torn waste, but it might be safer for us both if I knew your purpose. The Vox, eh? Bent on bloody self-destruction, I could just have my troops dispatch you, save you the effort. Although if you were keen on continuing to draw breath, perhaps you and I could broker a deal. There are protectorate vitals need bled. You could do the bleeding. This fine settlement is Fairfield.
Então,
Once in the
eles aqui
Protectorate's
querem um
grasping
bagulho
claws,
do
now Auntie's newest foothold on Paradise Island. When we
pro-
arrived, it was thick with
teriado, algo assim.
naysayers a hair's breadth away from sacrificing
O
themselves to
outro
their
quer, né?
old masters.
Eles faziam
Now they've
lobotomia.
seen the golden glow of the free
Ela quer destruir,
market.
o outro quer usar.
Entertaining as it is to root out dozens of entrenched, suicidally murderous subjects, I'd take the efficiency of capitulation any day. Couldn't say. Maybe Milver Street's hearts and minds drivel holds weight after all. Though you'll pardon me for not dropping low and begging his forgiveness. The subjects are his problem now. Myself? I'm focused on making sure the Protectorate doesn't bring them back into the fold by force.
Eu vou de comando para trás, estou procurando por alguém chamado.
Unusual refers to every turncoat and is not a halfway strong enough phrase. Try gormless cretins who can not so much as wipe their running noses without begging permission. Don't know if there's a DeVries here, not my department. Milver Street befriends the ex-subjects, keeps tabs on them. Ask him. Why are you looking for them? Who are they to you?
Se as pessoas fossem tripical, eu apertaria. O que é tripical, mano?
A matter of revenge, is it? Mightily effective motivator for the troops. I've no doubt you'll find your target afore long.
Jogou mais com eficiência do que sobre dos manos.
Ah, I haven't broken an idealist over my knee in ages. Open your ears wide, friend, for this is a whetstone well scoured. Efficiency saves human lives. Engage a detachment in open combat. Expect dozens dead on both sides. Kill their commander beforehand, and their soldiers will rout without a shot fired. Such is war. Milver Street, for all his book learning, doesn't seem capable of understanding such. I hope you're a sharper sort than he, willing to do what must be done.
Eu só vou pra ela, porque o outro quer pegar de novo o projeto de lobotomia lá, pra usar nas pessoas.
My employer would assuredly be filled with wrath if it were my forces I were committing. But enlisting a freelancer on my own dime is hardly committing any forces. If you fail, I'll be out nothing, and Auntie shall be none the wiser. And if you succeed, I can't be blamed if my plans came to fruition on their own. I want the Protectorate war effort exsanguinated. You want into the Vox relay. You help me, I help you. There's a particular holding we shelled early in the war, name of Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center. Deserves a raising for the length of its blasted name alone. My scouts report recent Protectorate attempts to bring it back to functioning. I need the place sabotaged, lest Automechs return to aid the Protectorate war effort in droves. Should note, the ministers like to take our working together as a personal affront. Aid me, and I suspect he'll rescind any offer he may have made to you. Do you suggest that our good minister has lost patience with playing fair and now seeks to delve into the oily recesses of brainwashing? Oh, for shame. He's devoted to his half measures. I'll give him that. But he wouldn't have to wheedle and connive if he knew directness. Milver Street's grinning manipulation won't earn nothing but more of our own dead. Work with me. Competence recognizes competence. One last thing. Visit the Ministry of Accuracy first to gain credentials that will grant you easy entrance to the repair center.
Can't get that Andy's Choice jingle out of my head. Hey, if I start humming it, you do what you gotta. Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
Ah. Tá. Pensei de matar esse aqui, ó.
Watch yourself, friend.
You approach openly, despite your new standing as a minion of Commander Babylon Carr. Well, speak all you like, you've aligned yourself with the brute, thereby identifying yourself as one. I shall not forget this anytime soon. Go on, then.
Com licença. Nossa, ela não viu. Graças a Deus. Eu roubei sem querer.
Foi sem querer querendo.
Pior que foi sem querer. Eu só cliquei automático. Nossa. Imagina se ela tivesse errado em me matar. Casa acaba de janelas circulares. Nossa, eu podia ter tomado muito na bunda agora.
Commander, there is a 98.7% chance that hunting Agent DeVries will require greater amounts of ammunition than you currently possess. Ammunition can be purchased at vending machines or crafted at a workbench using materials like this collection of scrap metal and powder.
I can also help you craft items in a pinch when we're out together. Most won't even explode on you.
Tá, vamos fazer então
Is
isso.
it me or anyway? Need something, Commander? Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
Criação. Pronto. Modificações de arma, tela de modificações de mercado permite que você aplique modificações de suas armas. É basicamente modificação, não tem nenhuma modificação então, né?
Anyway, need something, Commander? It was less merger and more hostile takeover. I don't have all the details, but it sounds like Spacer's Choice tried to outmaneuver Anti-Cleo through quasi-legal means and got a hell of a lot more than they bargained for. And now her new brand's been turned into an invasion force bent on conquering the entire system. Funny how life works out. Oh yeah? What's needling you? I could ask you the same thing. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd gone back to my old life instead of becoming an agent. Stayed on Triangulum, become an engineer or something near to it. I knew joining up with the Earth Directorate wasn't going to be a life of low turbulence, but at least it'd have dignity and purpose to it. Not much dignity in having your limbs blown off. Sorry, that was blunt. I'd say you've got cause enough yourself. 10 years lost ain't nothing to sniff at. But back to your initial question, do I regret becoming an agent? Yeah, some days. But then there's days like the one when I found you, and, well, not much to regret there. Only thing I know for sure is my opinion today is colored by more than just the rosy tint of a low-run kid looking up at the stars. Life's not fair, but it keeps on. Yeah, I sure came by that wisdom, honest. I've got time. Fair point. Guess Horizon Point didn't exactly foster a lasting fellowship, did it? All I heard about this moon called Eden ain't much lived up to the name, though. All jesting aside, what's there to tell? Spent the first year getting back up on my feet, literally. Been mostly laying low since then, maintaining my cover. Before the invasion, at least, the Earth Directorate still needed someone to watch the colony, and I had 2 working lamps. Not always. Went a couple of stretches there on low power to avoid detection from Protectorate patrols. I usually shut her down for a few cycles then. The way you're gawping at me right now makes me think I answered that question wrong. I appreciate the concern. Won't lie, had some hard years. Got caught up in a few lost causes, the particulars of which I'd rather not go into now, if it's all the same. I found you. Oh, and Val's been stalling less since I patched her acclimator. Ship doesn't smell anymore. That's about it. Spratwurst. Yeah, I figured. That's why I didn't say anything about it before. Just pay no mind to that odd scarring in the galley. I'm still working on getting that stain out.
Podem conversar mais coisas.
No target.
Mano do céu.
Ectoplasm. Wait. Nope. Just taro excrement.
Nossa, cadê a Vriesa que a gente tá procurando? Muita coisa pra ler, mano. Cruzes.
DeVries sure has some chic putting the Earth Directorate symbol on her wall after everything she's done.
Ô, louco. Eca. Lockwood. Ok, vocês podem ler enquanto eu leio. Porque senão é muita coisa pra ler. Mas daqui é realmente muita coisa. E nem tudo é importante, é mais só
Hold
pra...
on, we haven't watched all her mission logs yet.
Acho que eu já... O que mais tu quer procurar aqui? Registro de missão.
My cover story has worked. I am safely ensconced at the Vox station, assigned to the lowly Information Input and Retrieval Department. Seems a colony so certain of its absolute control over its subjects can be less than rigorous when it comes to security. I was able to easily widen out a space behind the walls of the main control room to establish my safe room, giving me unfettered access to the communication transfer conduits. I have hacked into their system downstream from the security protocols, so I am able to infiltrate their entire system with them being none the wiser. While I have little doubt as to the success of our mission, trepidation still gnaws at me, though I cannot say why. Perhaps it is simply the normal mission commencement jitters. I thought my duties complete. Information gathered, reports filed, preparations made. I'd even created a fictitious identity and work transfer to Horizon Point Station well ahead of schedule, in order to keep anyone from tracking my movements upon commencing the mission. All that was left was the waiting. Or so I thought. Then, troubling information came to light. I've seen the numbers. I've seen the equations. While I don't understand all of it, I understand enough to know it is the truth. And I am the only one in a position to act upon it. Though it means the betrayal of my team and the duty I swore to uphold. But can I? I did it. They are all dead. And I am still alive. I had not expected this. I had prepared no alibi, and so felt assured my ruse would be discovered and I'd not have to carry this burden. But the complete gullibility of the Protectorate subjects cannot be underestimated, it seems. My threadbare excuse of my grievous wounds as pitchball injuries was accepted without question. I can only keep telling myself it had to be done. Something which becomes harder by the day as the rift anomaly grows in the sky. But it was all part of the plan. Wasn't it?
I can't believe this. Void me if I understand any of this. DeVries sold us out for what? Because of a few equations? Some dots and lines on a graph? Good fucking law. I mean, she wasn't a damn scientist. She said it herself. She didn't understand all of it, the math. So what was she thinking? Oh, yeah? And how many of those colleagues went and blew up a space station on account of it? Damn it! I never wanted to talk about this. I wanted to just leave it alone. Told myself, no point in dredging up the past. Should have known it wouldn't rest. DeVries may have saved me on Triangulum, but I wasn't the only one looked up to her. Lots of the other recruits talked about her too. back at the academy. We all thought she was the pinnacle of what an agent should be. Tough, smart, ain't a job she couldn't get done. And better and faster than everyone else. Inspired all of us. Reckon so. Some might embarrassing how much worship we all put on her name. You put a tool in my hand, I would have built monuments to her. Figure my own career could be just that. Doing for others what she done for me. Never imagined I'd actually get to work with her. Me, some nobody from Triangular. And then she betrayed us. Tried telling myself it was an accident, but now we've got the cold, hard proof it wasn't. Law only knows why she trusted the orders numbers. Ain't cynical if it turns out true. DeVries was willing to sacrifice us. I have to know what for. I mean, she always struck me as so pragmatic, real sensible-like. Never figured she'd go all in on predictions from a bunch of monks.
Ah, Eons. Eons deve ser os anos.
Done some good too. Even I can admit that not everyone following the plan is a fanatic. But when those beliefs start to require hurting others, even killing them, that's worth questioning their virtue. No, didn't even know DeVries was alive until she brought the satellite down. Until then, what kept me going was mostly training and stubbornness. And Val. But to your point, holding someone who's wronged you accountable for their actions ain't an act of vengeance. Some might call it justice. Right after we get answers. Whatever her plans, she started putting them in place while stationed undercover at the Vox Relay. Our next point of order ought to be getting in there. Reckon there's got to be someone on the island who can help us with that. Let's keep asking around. Friendly like.
Okay. Habilidade disponível. Dessa armas.
Let's keep your lamps lit for wildlife.
Hostile wildlife. Familial classification.
I swear that wasn't
Next unit advises healing yourself now. Negative. Pharmaceutical reload in progress.
Tem mais lá?
Might I have a word, Commander?
Ah, só nos atacou e foda-se. Grama furtiva. Ah tá, as gramas... Essas vermelhas. Pô, nem é tanta grama assim não, viu? Perdeu a perna esse aí. Ui, ui. Ah, o jogo tá bonitinho, mesmo no médio.
Schultz!
You seen Gary anywhere? No, he went off to relieve himself, but I reckon that was a handful.
Anyone got lamps on Schultz? Anyone? Void be damned. Sallying into the wire like that with nary a wish in her pocket? What was she thinking? Did I not make clear our orders to hold the line here regardless of provocation? Should my instructions have been more robust? Perhaps assisted by pictures?
I'm afraid there's more bad news, Commander. She also took Scrabbles, sir.
Would that he'd done her more good. Seems Calamity has claimed 2 good soldiers today. You there. I don't normally sanction nameless passers-by giving ear to my private discourse.
Sei mesmo.
You have some brass sauntering into my base and then acting coy about your reasons. Whatever your purpose, I feel a contractual obligation to warn you against setting a heel past this base. If you go any further, you go alone and at your own peril. No Antes forces are permitted beyond the forward position upon pain of disemployment and possible litigation. Our orders are to sit and mind the store for as long as need be. It is difficult for me to accept such laudations at the moment, given recent losses. But I suppose you make a fair point. By steadfastly holding the line here, we forestall any retribution the Protectorate would seek to inflict upon Fairfield. And we will continue said watch until orders change. Calamity digs its claws in deeper. Thank you for notifying me of their demise. I'll send a car for replacements, and pray we do not suffer another attack before then. I'd thank you to affix some ballast to that name when you speak it. Scrabbles has been integral to this unit's success for years. Outsiders may see him as a toy, but we've bled alongside that stuffed sprat. He's damn near family. Schultz obviously knew the risks and hoped he'd protect her through the minefield. Alas, even Scrabble's power has limits. Still would help morale to get him back, though.
Nem fodendo.
I half believed you meant that offer. Unless you weren't being playful. I confess, the challenge of holding the forward position does not satisfy as might a straight-on tussle. But I would prefer to avoid staining my reputation by participating in such a needless blunder. Carr was, shall we say, non-ambiguous with her orders. Far be it from me to speak poorly of a superior, but I have pondered over her choices as of late. She's been sullen about sharing her strategy, too. Still, however brightly my star burns, I remain in her orbit. She is my superior officer. I defied her once, and I received the verbal tanning of a lifetime for it. I will take action when action is appropriate. And I'd suggest you modulate your tone more appropriately the next time we speak.
Commander, watch your vitals!
Não deu bom. Como é que eu vou passar pro outro lado?
another.
Stay out of the minefield if you value your limbs. I'll be spaced. Scrabbles! Hardly the worse for wear. You've no grasp of what his return means to this unit. Scrabbles was originally a gift from my daughter. He fought with us during the Consolidation War, and has seen this squad through every hard deployment since leaving Tau Ceti. He's also packed with some of the finest grade stimulants this side of legal. Here, for your trouble. Livener like that comes in handy when you're in a pinch. While we appreciate you returning Scrabbles, you'll not provoke me into a course of unwise action if that's your aim. I will take action when action is appropriate, and I'd suggest you modulate your tone more appropriately the next time we speak.
Agora o que a gente tem que fazer, eu não sei. Sabotador de tudo, sensação. Vamos fazer a secundária até, né? Até dar certo a primária, porque, pô. O jogo só me jogou assim, não sei o que tem que fazer direito. Tem que falar, toma, vai. Macaquinho maromba.
Up to, but I'm not.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island's going untouched by.
Aquela merda fica invisível.
I'll take fighting raps over living in a surveillance state any day of the week.
Tá.
Special update. Everything has been... Even our most capable defenders are...
Habilidades, fala 3. Talentos. Mas é de vida base, né? Já que a gente perdeu vida base com as coisas, né? Pesada. Média. Essa aqui é pesada e essa é média. Ah, ok, né? A armadura, que é um trambolho de coisa, é média.
Ain't as tough as you thought. Hey you! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
E a carne, foda-se. Já fala contigo, deixa eu lutear antes. Momento. Tá, agora fala contigo. Vem. Quem é tu?
No, you ain't got
Minhas.
what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rapt is a dangerous rapt.
Valeu pelo aviso, mas isso cuida de mim. Você é tipo caçadora. Em nome do vazio, o que tem de errado com o seu braço? Caralho, agora que eu vi o braço dela, vou apertar isso.
Mind yourself now. I don't know my life story to someone I ain't even properly acquainted with. What is it you're doing round here?
O comandante Carl me mandou aqui para dar um jeito de entrar no CRA. Sou curioso, não é nada, só estou explorando, apreciando a paisagem como qualquer pessoa. Podia se perguntar o mesmo, o seu trabalho é da bronca com a equipe.
Oh, that's a high-profile target. Huh. If she entrusted that to you, then I reckon we're on the same side. Or something like it. I'm Inez Silung, Auntie's choice. Former combat medic in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Now, menial troubleshooter. Minister Milver Street of Fairfield sent me here to retrieve some information. Not my most exciting assignment, but suppose we can't expect much with the stalemate on this island. I'll admit I was eager for some good hunting around here. My arm, my graft, needs some bolstering. But if the raps here are as weak as this one, it won't help me none.
Acho que nunca vi um soldado com enxerto antes. Porque esse lugar tá cheio de... Acho que nunca vi um soldado com enxerto antes.
If you had, you'd know. Unless you're accustomed to seeing folk roaming around with exposed muscle fibers or stunted extra limbs on their backs.
Tenho que perguntar o que seu terceiro braço faz.
Other than punch a hole in my armor, cause Huel at the saloon to yell in consternation, not much, at present. I'm considered a liability. My graph's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. It was a total failure. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon too. But I'm still mostly upright. For now.
Pera, tem uma mão aqui. Tem outra mão aqui, ó. Eu não tinha reparado. Estão procurando mais chance de provar que estão errados, é isso? Honestamente dá pra ver porque não arriscariam.
As do I. It's business. I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my graft, proving myself ain't happening anytime soon. Weren't many of us grafted soldiers to begin with. To think I'm one of the lucky ones. No. Enhanced Soldier Division was the fancy public-facing name for the grafting program. And when I say it was shuttered, I mean completely fucking demolished. Bet they'd erase it from the financial records if they could. It was that much of an embarrassment. In the wake of such a failure, it's left us grafted folks with no support. I only been able to treat my own ailments thanks to Doc Tinsley in Fairfield. She worked for the program for a time. She's a good one.
Beijinho no enxerto pra... Você podia tentar dar um beijinho no enxerto pra curar. Você já pediu ajuda dela, tá parecendo que você vai... Você podia tentar um beijinho no enxerto, manda isso.
If the graft were an imaginary boo-boo, I wouldn't be in this mess, friend. It's paperwork that's the problem. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the contract holder. Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. So I'm stuck with a limb that's slowly poisoning me. Could pursue fixing it myself were I out of my contract, but if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment rights for the next year. That's a non-starter.
Potencialmente, se o titular do seu contrato morresse, isso romperia ele.
Law, no. The contract would just pass down the line of succession. It's a very long line. And anyway, I ain't a killer. No matter how much I fantasize about shutting him up when he goes on and on about how he's the father of capitalism reincarnated. Or lamenting that his mock apple martini ain't blended quite right. Ugh, never quite got the hang of those.
Se o contrato tá te pedindo, então vire autônoma, não deve ser tão ruim, né? Você tá ferrado, você...
Let me put it this way. If I was already on the bottom rung, this knocks me clean off and buries me in sand. But I started from nothing before. I could do it again. Maybe.
Espero que vocês deem certo pra você, então eu te vejo por aí.
Get the feeling you will. Go on now. There's probably plenty of Protectorate info waiting to be scooped up if you're keen. Just mind the wraps. I got what I came for, so I reckon it's time to see about my contract. Law knows I could use a lucky break.
Just me, or did Inez remind me of Helen? Tough like her. Shame she's with Auntie's choice.
É, mas com um bracinho a mais, tá ligado? O que quer dizer que eu lá na cabeça? O que eu tô falando com ele?
I know I've been pushing to find DeVries, so this might seem a bit of a left turn. But void it. I'm just gonna ask. Got an old friend here on the island. The doctor who patched me up after Horizon Point. Ex-Protectorate, a good man. Tracked in the Westport a short time ago, but never got up the nerve to visit. Reckon we could drop by and pay him a visit. Brief one, of course.
Ensinar minha mãe a mexer no PC e ficar repetindo igual vitrola quebrada. É a vida.
I'm being serious here, Commander. Could you try doing the same? I had some bad years on my own. Now with you here being part of a team, this might sound a mite soppy, but I feel like I could be a proper agent again. That starts with writing accounts. This friend of mine, Zebulon Tran, I let him down. And I've been chewing on that live wire for a while. Too long, maybe. After I recovered from Horizon Point, Zeb and I ran together for a spell, doing what we could to help folks in difficult spots. Fighting Protectorate tyranny in small ways. Too small for Zeb, as it turned out. He was unhappy before I showed up, and after, well, all my directorate talk fired him up even more. I had my orders. I was to stay low, couldn't let the Protectorate catch wind of an Earth Directorate agent in its midst. But Zeb, he kept pushing to take more extreme action. Wasn't like I didn't want to take things farther. Hit the Protectorate where it hurt. But I still had my cover to think of too. I couldn't risk disrupting the mission. I'd feel better about that commendation if things hadn't turned out as they did. We worked hard, but the Protectorate's arbiters and sentinels worked harder. Often than not, our help only made targets of the folks whose lives we were trying to improve. Didn't matter what we did. Arcadia was still caught under the Protectorate's boot.
Mas a gente crê que eu nunca me envolvo.
Guess some of what you said way back when stuck. All that talk about putting people first. Figured that's what I was doing. Putting a stop to all the pain I was causing. Anyway, things weren't good. Zeb and I couldn't find the rhythm we had before. We were arguing every day. Eventually, cutting ties just seemed for the best. Clean like. Only later I learned Zeb hadn't given up the struggle like I assumed he would. He got to stay in mental refreshment for his trouble. That's the last I heard of him. Till recent. Much appreciated, Commander. Promise, I won't be making a habit of pulling skeletons out of my closet. Westport's on the east side of the island. I tracked Zeb to somewhere on its outskirts, but never got up the nerve to visit before now. We ought to start there.
Engage standing by with Agent Vital fallen below tactical parameters.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Let's say when.
Meu Jesusinho. Eu, hein? Tem mais? Pegando no salto que eu dei. Bom, dá pra me curar aqui. Ah, deve ter um jeito de passar pro outro lado. É a vida, diabo, é a vida. Só usar lutinho, foda-se.
Great. Pressure on the walls.
Please reconsider your choice of target.
Minhas, lutinho. De som. Cara, isso aqui eles fizeram que nem no Fallout. É um monte de coisa pra ler. Não é necessariamente útil o que tem escrito. Agora nós pode ir lá no outro lugar de missão que é longe pra cacete. Pô, tem viagem rápida.
closed. Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable. I was afraid she was becoming a danger to herself and to others. But this is horrifying.
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
The anguish she always seemed to battle with, I fear it may have finally overwhelmed her. And could likely be what's driven her to her present course of action. No. But even not knowing the details, I could see it troubled her. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible, but I just don't know what. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor. How did... You saw her terminal, didn't you? Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started talking to some others inside the Order. That's when things became tense. I started to become uneasy, scared, really. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me. Among other things. For some reason, she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon Arcadia. But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it and over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That and the invasion itself set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again. She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept, didn't talk to anyone if she could avoid it. After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse.
Tá, ela conheceu 2 anos depois de que... precisava do diário.
No. But it had to be someone's fault, right? The Protectorate couldn't possibly have failed to safeguard the colony. And they had to answer the accusations the Order leveled at them. We became friends when she... Well, she saved me. I'd said something without thinking. Must have been distracted. We all know to watch every last word we say. For some reason, she interceded on my behalf with an arbiter. And she convinced him he didn't hear what he actually did. No one does that. Void, I didn't think anyone could.
She ain't the only one.
It's difficult to explain. She spoke about things in unfamiliar ways. I felt her words to be freeing, at first. But slowly, I began to feel unmoored, doubting everything I ever knew. She said learning the truth of things was worth it. But now I question whether her truth was just more of her penchant to sow chaos, no matter who may be caught in her schemes. Some days I wish I'd never listened to her at all. Others, I can't help but miss her. Even with everything.
Know a little something about that, too.
Exatamente, deixado do perturbador civil aqui. Você chegou a ver ela de novo.
I did try to. Once. After the corporatists invaded Paradise Island and took over Fairfield. They seemed to let anyone in there. Some boisterous fellow even tried to recruit me. Now that I know what I do, I no longer consider myself such. I mean, I even broke into her safe. Well, not so much broke in. She used the same code for everything. 15-778.
That is Agent DeVries's identification code, Commander.
She said it had some meaning from her previous life. I'd hoped she'd left something for me, but the safe was empty. What do you mean? It was where she worked, one of the Protectorate's communications hubs. She didn't speak of it much, at least to me. She may have spoken to Victor about it. I know I've no right to ask this of you, but when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her. That's all I can ask.
Ok. Vamos ver o que ela tem a dizer antes. Vamos levar ele para encontrar um velho amigo.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Fudeu essa merda ficar invisível.
They've been popping up all over the place since the Ryzen point. They're harmless. So long as you keep your distance.
Do I look approachable? Because I'm not.
Pegar outro caminho. Ah, a estrada aqui, ó. Isso aqui é a estrada. Tá, me ligado. Tem algo ali do lado. Ah, sou curioso, foda-se. O que é? São treinamentos de água.
Always been curious about the kind of training that'll produce an arbiter. Can't imagine it's pleasant.
Entering a hostile zone. Enemies detected. Please.
Ain't just the Dragoon to worry about. Those turrets will also put the hurt on us if we get too close.
Fudeu. Inimigos perigosos. Inimigos com caveira perto da barra de vida são perigosos, o que significa que seu nível pode ser muito baixo para enfrentá-los. Se tiver problemas para derrotá-los, sem subir alguns níveis antes de tentar de novo. A gente tá de novo. Assim como líderes chefes, os inimigos são resistentes, certo? Tá muito difícil aqui. Inimigos bastante fortes são percebidos por causa de suas barras de vida, mostrando que são especialmente desafiadores. São os líderes e grandes lutadores de um grupo. Esses inimigos são mais resistentes a certos efeitos poderosos, sendo necessário que eles sofram dano primeiro e fiquem fracos. Eita porra! Corre, 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 corre. Ali dá não. Ali dá não.
You need to assist with agent's health needs.
Careful of friendly fire if you head down past the farm. Last time we wandered past, they opened fire on us. Real code 472. 472.
Scout report.
Yes, sir.
O outro tinha uma lua gigante, quase gigante. Não, esse aqui não tem.
What do you mean you're leaving?
Shit's over. I have a life outside this place, you know.
Commencing termination.
Heard some. Commencing combat-related activities.
Bad
What goes?
Alert. Hostile.
My feet falling off my...
How are you still upright over there?
Ai, merda.
Ready. Please try again.
You look slow, Commander.
Não! Nossa, agora eu morri mesmo. Ah. Que raiva. Pior que ele falava, né? Que os inimigos eram difíceis. Eu fui de burro. Eu não acreditei. Achei que conseguiria. Vai ter um sono, tá com soninho?
Scout report. Yes, sir. Looks like the repair center is still out of order, sir. Excellent. At ease, Scout.
O que tu tá fazendo aí no Powered? Dormi foi 5 da manhã, cruz. Ah, ontem eu dormi cedo. Cedo naquelas. Pro meu horário normal eu dormi cedo, eu dormi a 1. Uma não. Meia-noite. Vai, esse cara mora longe. Oxi. A cidade foi invadida por vários bichos. Eu tô usando ainda o coisa de disparo único lá. Mais fácil fazer munição e dar um dano bom. Dá um dano satisfatório pelo menos.
Confronting threat.
Sit or sprint? Typical predicament for an anti-bottom runger like me. Wish I never snuck in here to begin with. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff for the taking around here. Motherload of loot. Plenty to get me back in the sprat race. Just didn't account for all these crabbles. Real fly in the old ointment. I could just sit tight, live lean off all these supplies, hope the crabbles skedaddle. Or maybe open the door and bolt. Seems like a good idea. Nah, it's a great idea.
Entendi. Mas pior que eu gosto do bagulho de tiro único lá que eu tô usando. A munição dele é barata. É que no... da arma que eu e o Léo a gente usa, não usa metapau pra fazer a munição. É só a bala de fuzil. Fuzil de tiro único. Aquela no fim. Dá pra entrar? Vasculhar todas as casas que tem aqui antes de ir lá pro lugar da missão. Aventuras da Ciência Trimestral, volume 1 de 10. Um periódico de ficção que conta os feitos do comandante Zane e seu assistente Bud. Ambos os agentes do diretório terrestre. Tem uma etiqueta ao lado, dentro da capa diz Ato, volume 1 de 10. Biblioteca da redatora Casnell, Ministério da Exatidão. Sim. Tentar pegar esse comerciante depois. Meu Deus, quem quiser ler isso aí pode ler, porque... Esses arquivos eu sempre releio depois um pouco. Dá pra entrar pelo segundo andar, será? Ah não, o segundo andar é outra casa.
Can't wait, Commander. At least until we've talked with Zeb.
Bora lá. Comerciante fixo achei na cidade deserta.
Oh, I haven't felt this high strung since Horizon Point. Just see what's here.
Niles.
Howdy, Zeb. You look well.
Has my mind been set upon by shadows? I thought you dead.
Can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
Zeb, this is the commander I told you about. One in charge of the Horizon Point mission.
Ah, yes. The same commander who nobly ordered you to leave your colleague to perish under rubble.
I know it, Commander. We all did the best we could on that mission.
Perhaps my words were too pointed. It is difficult to erase the memory of how Niles came to me, half torn up, on the border between life and death. But that was years ago. So, you are keeping company these days. Just not mine.
Estou trabalhando juntos para salvar a Arcadia. Algo que eu imagino que você vai apoiar. Você imagina porque você é meio babaca. Tá com raiva porque nós temos amigos melhores agora. Acho que foi um erro vir aqui. Primeiro.
That would depend on what vision you have for Arcadia's future. Everyone seems to think they alone know what's best for this colony.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you over with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were you when I actually needed you?
Deixar o Niles responder.
I know I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to patch your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught.
Pharaoh and March are dead. Protectorate are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting.
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra? Fuck! It's all coming apart.
I knew something was wrong. What have you gotten yourself into here, Zeb?
That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But obviously, something's gone wrong. Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board. Please.
Oriente, se não tiver, quais foram as informações que eles deram? Se eles forem pegos pelo consul, provavelmente vão ser tuteados por você, não é? Bom, tô adicionando isso tudo.
Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a ship, that means my people are being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
Gostei de entrar na estação, Vox ainda. Bom. Vai ser.
Then let's hope the ship also takes its time arriving, and that my friend's pain threshold withstands any attempts to soften them up for the consul.
Tá. Essa missão não vai ser pra agora, né? Porque não tem como. A gente ainda não sabe ir pra lá. A gente também vai fazer isso aí de matar o Victor pra... Desculpa. Que lugar é esse? Ah, não é lugar pra invadir. Ali um planetão. Outro ali. Outro ali. Esse aqui tá perto.
These anti-soldiers seem twitchy to you? Might want to sneak our way in.
It's warped. Just like everything else.
Caiu em cima dele. Deu azar, hein?
Who goes there? By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without approval. What's your business here?
Boa tarde. Só quero ver o que já estão dos meus canais aqui.
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits if you're lucky.
All right, let's not lose our heads over a simple misunderstanding. You're free to pass.
É mal entendido,
Marshal
né?
Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for uranium gas. We sprung a leak.
Às 20 horas, ok.
How observant of you. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight ship and has zero tolerance for lawbreakers.
Marca o Japamum aí. Infiltramos. Vamos sabotar.
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. I don't think there's anything to gain by getting there.
Eu só morri, né? Eu não achei que seria tão rápido, minha morte. Nossa, todas as vezes que eu morri no jogo foi de burrice. Tá, deixa eu passar.
That matters is getting these automechs to the box relay station.
We must adhere to decontamination procedures.
Ah não, Bim.
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. I don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it.
Possam dizer que o máximo de reduzindo sua habilidade.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have.
Tá.
Defend it.
Morri de novo. Ah, meu Deus. O que eu tenho que fazer? Tá, deixa eu procurar outro caminho. Tem outra entrada por aqui.
We should get any closer.
Como é que eu vou entrar lá?
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Uranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected.
First the attack, then there's uranium. At this rate, we're never getting caught up. Outsider.
Onde é que...
Warning. Agent. Irreparable damage to lungs imminent. Exit gaseous cloud immediate.
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Uranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload-induced paralysis, then became atypically aggressive. Forced to terminate test model in self-defense.
Como eu vou entrar naquele prédio?
I'm glad that spectacle didn't scare you off. Between the recent attacks and the gas leak, you find us on the razor's edge between reason and panic. Anyway, if you have hands and a will to lend them, I won't turn away help. This gas leak of ours has proven inexhaustible, patient, and insidious. Uranium is hardly my area of expertise, but it falls to me to find a solution, lest I follow my predecessors to their untimely fate. What happens to any member of the Protectorate who falls short of fulfilling their lifelong oaths of service? Execution for the unworthy, and mental refreshment for the salvageable and the stalwart. Dereliction of duty is a heavy offense, and no lesser sentence will fit the crime. I hold myself to the highest standard, but this uranium leak, it threatens all that I hold dear. Speak with Delphinia Bryant. She needs all the support she can get, and I'll spare no resources on this particular problem. Her invention, once operational, will provide you a shield from the worst of the uranium. Her workshop is just past our clinic. Once you have the shield, see me about the leak. I'll give you all the details. What else would disrupt the harmony of our perfect system? Auntie's choice, of course. A chance shot hit the wrong pipe early into their assault. Uranium wreaks havoc on automechanicals. Every combat-ready mech in the repair hangar was overcharged and beset with behavioral problems. Further damage soon occurred. True, the facility was disrupted, but it was not undone. The Protectorate saw to that. When disorder looms its ugly head, the Protectorate relies on its people to maintain and restore that order. The situation is deteriorating rapidly, and I need that gas leak fixed. Otherwise, my automechs might as well be paperweights. While I trust that Brigadier Montelli has everything well in hand, that assurance does not alleviate the grim tidings felt in the pit of my bowels. Loyalty and instinct run hand in hand. I'm a Protectorate man, after all. So why should I be ill at ease, despite our stalwart chain of command and dependable kin at the helm? Ah, no matter. My unease is nothing when measured against the strength of the Protectorate.
Tá muito difícil esse Song. Eu tô apanhando aqui pra entender a história. Até agora não entendi o que o meu personagem tá fazendo. Mas é isso aí.
This facility's purpose is the maintenance of automechanicals. When the war kicked off, it became a military asset, and I am its second steward. The old staff should have laid down their lives to repel Auntie's choice. For their failure of loyalty and grit, they were punished, and rightly so. Now, their burden is mine, but I won't allow my unit to suffer the same fate.
Acontece.
Oh yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying,
Sim.
what's best for stoking the spark of
Acontece com os
invention?
melhores, acontece com os
Regular
melhores.
disruptions to one's train of thought. Now, what is it you want?
Eu sou o Pabu e você?
Quite busy, as I said, and less pleased for this unscheduled work suspension. Now, did you have some business here? Ah, our good Marshal sent you, did he? Well, unfortunately, the device is taking longer than expected. Assist me, and you'll get more than bits out of the equation. You'll get a prototype shield gadget, the first of its kind. Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? I haven't time to prattle unnecessarily, no. But my current project is of utmost importance. An active discussion is sometimes known to lead to a breakthrough. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating intrinsic qualities, but suffice it to say, in its gaseous state, it's rather deadly. So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm. Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal function of the device is confirmed operational. I merely need to work out some minor implementation concerns. Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components. Good, good, wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished, so you be sure to give it your all. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Gas, that is. My supply is running low from all the iterative testing I've been performing. Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium cloud, the one around the main hangar specifically. Try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Oh, so exhilarating to have a new subordinate. I look forward to thoroughly scrutinizing your work. Now, shoo-shoo! Off with you now! Gather those samples! Shoo!
Eu encostei, sem querer. Foda.
My little minion. I trust you've made progress in your tasks? Until a more convenient... Were you successful? I have tests that can be until a more convenient date and time.
Então, tô morrendo bastante de burrice.
We should get any closer.
Ai, cadê? E como é que eu uso isso? Tá.
Were you successful? I have tests that can be started immediately if so.
Eu botei dois atributos pra gente ser especialista, e aí eu tinha que botar um bagulho que me desse um debuff. Eu botei saúde frágil, que é o único que dava pra conviver.
And none the worse for wear, for the most part. I honestly expected to have to visit the infirmary to retrieve the collector. Again, I set up an autodock just in case any of my samples broke containment. Feel free to cleanse your body of any pollutants. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center and they'll get you squared away. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user.
Modificador catálogo resolve problema.
Capital deduction! Where have you been all my career? You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. You guessed correctly. Our chief mechanist was rather hostile to the idea. So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. Dragoons are a mainstay of our military. The design has been in production for decades. I had a model of one when I was young. All children did. You must have seen the large automech patrolling the interior grounds. That is the Dragoon. I'm sure he's just being cautious. Should Auntie's choice attack us, we don't want to be caught defenseless. No doubt he also seeks to retain an unspoiled automech, since the others are by now riddled with zeranium poisoning. Good. A flexible mindset should behoove you on this task. Perhaps the chief mechanist will prove more receptive to your request. Failing that, be prepared to exercise creativity if needed. One last thing. The Dragoon must not be harmed. Not only would the amplifier likely be damaged, but we'd both be summarily executed, assuming we survive the firefight that ensued. Well, off you go. Shoo.
Shoo.
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure, amplifier requisition, and 2 more cases of zeranium exposure. We're a mite bit busy these days.
O Calvão te cria.
She and I have been over this 100 times. Please understand, The original staff of this facility were rounded up and refreshed because they couldn't safeguard a protectorate asset. Why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? I can't. I won't.
Antes de ativar as instalações, acho que vocês estão fora de combate. Pode ver que estão errados.
That's a fair point. It's not as if they've come back to finish the job. Perhaps they assume we're already beaten. All right, how's about we get the Dragoon situated over here, so I can extract its vital organ. One catalytic amplifier as agreed. I hate to lose another Dragoon, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Not a chance. Donaldson has done everything in his power to get this facility online. He can't blame me for doing the same. Be seeing you, stranger.
Bora lá então, agora a gente volta pra lá.
Well, any closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier? Oh, superb! I'm almost tempted to ask how you managed it, but pressing on. Just a moment to remove what I need and install it in the prototype. With this gadget, you'll be shielded against more than Zeranium, you know. Damn near everything, as long as it's charged. Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war. You do that. Anything to keep him off my back for an hour.
Aparelho de desvio de energia gasosa. O aparelho de desvio de energia gasosa é um dispositivo que concede um escudo temporário, protegendo você de dano e perigos como os irânio. Ativar o dispositivo aplica o escudo, diminuindo com o dano sofrido ou o tempo gasto dentro de uma área de perigo. Após a duração ou após receber dano suficiente, o escudo será desativado automaticamente. Reativar o dispositivo enquanto ele estiver ativo, redefine a duração e a quantidade de escudo restante. E é no que pra ativar? Ok. Agora eu vou falar com o Marechal e depois vou sabotar ali as coisas.
What can I do for you this time? I knew Dr. Bryant would come through for us, that she'd prove her worth as surely as any subject of the Protectorate would. Seeing as you're the only one trained in the use of that gadget, what say you put it through its paces? Make your way inside the repair hangar and find the control terminal to purge the Zeranium. And be careful with that terminal. We don't want the situation getting any worse. Why in law's name would you want to know that?
Então você quer dizer de que eu estou deixando a instalação em mãos responsáveis.
Good thinking. I suppose if some computational greenhorn left even one of the intake conduits open and shut down the Zeranium flow, that'd be a disaster. Good thing we don't make rookie mistakes in my unit. Any further questions? Don't worry about Woodrow. Smart fellow, but his cautious nature gets in the way. Yes, there is some risk that exposure to Zeranium will corrupt our automechs, to use his colorful language. That shouldn't stop us from delivering them on time. I'm sure they'll be
alguém sabotar isso. Dá pra saber o que não fazer.
That isn't our problem to solve. You be sure and come back once you've made progress on the leak.
Vai que alguém faça um erro de principiante aí, né? E aí todo mundo morra. Pô, seria triste, né? Mesmo com o escudo eu morri. Eles são dos mesmos criadores do Fallout New Vegas. Tá, pera, eu vou ter que ir lá falar com o cara de novo. Vou, né? Bom, vou falar com ele ali, aí eu... Vou só pular os diálogos, porque, né?
What can I do for you this time? Make your way and be careful with that terminal. Why in law's name would you want to know? Good, I suppose. Good thing. Any further questions? Yeah, that's what that.
Pelo menos a pegada Fallout mesmo. Cara, eu nem cheguei perto daquela merda. As duas missões estão me mandando entrar ali.
First the attack, then there's a radium. At this rate, we're never getting caught up.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have and defend it.
Como é que eu entro ali? Não, tipo, eu não sei como abrir esta porta, ela tá trancada. Se eu tivesse Hacker 2, mas eu não tenho Hacker 2, então... Agora eu tenho. É que eu não tinha coisa pra hackear antes. Cabeça de vento, suas habilidades são no mínimo erráticas, mas fazer de tudo costuma ser melhor do que dominar somente uma coisa. Você pode aprimorar mais habilidades mais rápido, embora seja mais difícil maximizar qualquer uma delas. Aviso, depois de selecionados, os efeitos não podem ser removidos. Ao subir nível, você pode adicionar pontos de habilidades a uma habilidade mais baixa, diferente de 0, ou qualquer habilidade na qual você ainda não tenha pontos, mais um de habilidade recebida. Ah! Depois selecionados, os efeitos não podem ser removidos. Não quero não.
Engaging hostile life forms. Standing by with life support.
Ready to wait for your command.
Eu quero sabotar. Eu vim pra sabotar, então vai ser sabotar. Desligando o fluxo de ônibus quando um dos internos ficam abertos. É, pro início é bom, mas... Meu Deus. Não, só tem uma opção aqui, né? Então vou usar ela. Eu não gosto desses caras, mano. Eles fazem lavagem cerebral nas coisas deles. Eu podia ter mentido que eu sabotei. Nem fudendo, esse tempo inteiro tinha uma entrada por aqui.
Done. The uranium now spews from the hangar more thickly than ever. The damage must have been more advanced than we thought. I knew I should have pushed the repairs earlier. Sure, a few may have died, but the mission might still have been salvaged. This is my fault. The blame lies squarely on my shoulders. I gambled on an outsider rather than trusting my own resources, and now the price is paid. With this failure, I have likely doomed this entire island to the tender mercies of our enemies. No more will our stalwart subjects reap the bounty of this land. No more would the pleasant whine of servos accompany our mechanical servants in their noble servitude. Instead, this island will be trampled by the boots of our enemies. Its resources stripped bare, leaving nothing of the beauty we've cultivated over long years. As our stewardship is cast aside like so much detritus, harmony will be lost, and chaos will reign. Praise will give way to slogans, duty to greed, honor to contractual obligation. Freaks and worse will despoil that which is left behind, while bureaucrats will use this once proud land as a springboard for their superficial and petty ambitions. And with the island's fall, I may have dealt a crippling blow to the Protectorate itself. Our foes will use this place as a stepping stone, eating their way deeper into Eden like ravenous maggots. And it will all be my fault. I'll be remembered, if any of us is, as the one who lost it all.
Dramático.
Yes, I suppose I have. Now please, leave me be.
Caralho.